Welcome to Madhu's Online Academy. In this session, I am going to discuss some questions and answers on the topic Indian National Congress. So this is part 1. Question number 1. Consider the following. Syed Badruddin Tyabji was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. Second statement, P. Anandacharyulu was the first South Indian to preside over the INC session held at Nagpur in 1891 AD. Third statement, Dadabhai Nauroji was the first Parsi president of Indian National Congress session which was held at Calcutta. George Yule was the first English president of INC session which was held at Allahabad in 1888 AD. Fifth statement, Ras Bihari Ghosh was the president of INC session when Congress divided into extremists and moderates. Okay, so let us look into the statement 1 once again. So Syed Badruddin Tyabji was the first Muslim president of INC. So remember this first statement, given statement is absolutely right. So this INC session was held at Madras. This INC session was held at Madras. Madras in the year, as I told you in my earlier sessions, that it was held at Madras in the year 1887, and he was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. As you know, Syed Badruddin Tyabji was also one of the members of INC foundational members. Remember, okay. Next, okay, this statement is given statement is absolutely right. So next statement, P. Anandacharyulu was the first South Indian president of INC session. So here P. Anandacharyulu presided over the INC session which was held at Nagpur in the year 1891 AD. Remember this. Okay. So P. Anandacharyulu belongs to Chittoor only. P stands for Panapakam. Panapakam Anandacharyulu is from Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh. So he was the first South Indian to preside over the INC session and also first Andhra person to preside over the INC session which was held at Nagpur in the year 1891 AD. Remember this. So this statement is also right. Coming to third statement, Dadabhai Nauroji was the first Parsi president of Indian National Congress session, so which was held at Calcutta. Yeah, absolutely right. This one also given statement is absolutely right. So as we know very well that the first INC session was held at Bombay in the year 1885, which was presided by Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Remember. Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Remember this. Umesh Chandra Banerjee. So next, in the next year, the second INC session was held at Calcutta in the year 1886, presided by our D.B. Nauroji. D.B. stands for Dadabhai Nauroji. He was a Parsi. He followed, his religion was Zoroastrianism. The people, those who follow Zoroastrianism, called as Parsis, Zoroastrians, right? So here he was the second president. He was the second president of INC session, which was held at Calcutta, just now as I mentioned. And also remember, D.B. Nauroji also the first Indian member who represented in the British Parliament, okay, who was elected for the British Parliament as a MP. So he was elected from Central Finsbury constituency on behalf of Liberal Party, okay, remember. So D.B. Nauroji was the first Indian member who stepped in the British Parliament, London Parliament, and he was elected from Central Finsbury constituency on behalf of, elected from which party? Liberal Party in England, remember. And also he is known as, Dadabhai Nauroji is also known as, Grand Old Man of India. So here tell me, who is known as Grand Old Lady of India? Madam Annie Besant, remember. Madam Annie Besant, known as Grand Old Lady of India, and Dadabhai Nauroji known as Grand Old Man of India. And here G. Subramanya Iyer, who was one of the founders of the paper Hindu, which was published from Madras from the year 1878 onwards. So G.S. Iyer, G.S. stands for G. Subramanya Iyer. G.S. Iyer also known as, Grand Old Man of South India. Grand Old Man of South India. Who is known as Grand Old Man of India? D.B. Nauroji, Dadabhai Nauroji. So Anibisant known as Grand Old Lady of India. As well, our G. Subramanya Iyer known as, Grand Old Man of South India. Remember this. This is how you need to compare when context demands you like this. Then automatically your preparation will become very easier. Okay, whether you are preparing for UPSC or APPSC Group 1 Group 2 or TSPSC Group 1 Group 2 or SI Police or any other competitive examination, whenever context like this demands you, try to look into the surroundings of that particular context. So as I compared just now when I was discussing about Dadabhai Nauroji, I also reminded you who is known as Grand Old Lady of India and who is known as Grand Old Man of South India. This is how you need to compare, right? So to make your preparation very, very easier, right? So next, so given statement, third statement is absolutely right. And also, coming to fourth statement, George Uley was the first English president of INC session, which was held at Allahabad in the year 1888 AD. So this is also right statement. So and also remember, just now as I told you, he was the first English president of INC. Session was held at Allahabad in 1888. So right. Next, fifth statement, Ras Bihari Ghosh was the president of INC session when Congress divided into extremist and moderate groups. So as we know very well that, so the Indian National Congress was founded in the year 1885 AD, but so in the year 1907, Congress, there was a split occurred in Congress, and Congress divided into two groups, namely moderates and extremists. Moderates and extremists. So this division occurred in Congress in the 1907. Okay, remember this session was held at Surat. This session was held at Surat in the year 1907. Just now as I told you, this was presided by whom? Ras Bihari Ghosh. Okay, here I want to remind you, I want to add you some more important area, so which is regarding about the the merge of the both extremists and moderates, right? So finally, because of the efforts of some other persons, finally both extremists and moderates reunited or merged. Okay, so reunited in the year 1916. INC session held at Lucknow. So then INC session was held at Lucknow in the year 1916, which was presided by A.C. Majumdar. AC stands for Ambika Charan Majumdar. In this session, both groups, namely moderates and extremists reunited. Remember. So in which session both moderates and extremists, divided? Surat session, which was held in the year 1907. So which was presided by Ras Bihari Ghosh, and in which INC session both moderates and extremists reunited. So that was at Lucknow session 1916, which was presided by Ambika Charan Majumdar. Remember this. Okay. So here all the statements, given statement, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all are right. So answer is 4 answer. All of the above is the answer for the question number 1. Next, question number 2, the book Alan Octavian Hume, Father of the INC, was authored by whom? Option 1, S.N. Banerjee. S.N. stands for Surendranath Banerjee. Second option, Sir William Wedderburn. Third option, M.M. Malaviya. M.M. stands for Madana Mohana Malaviya. Fourth option, Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Okay. So, what is the answer? Tell me. If you know, try to tell me. Yeah, here the given first option is absolutely wrong, and here third one is also wrong, fourth one is also wrong. So in the given options, which is the right one, correct one? That is second option, that is Sir William Wedderburn. Sir William Wedderburn authored, wrote this book called, entitled as Alan Octavian Hume. It is about Hume, who was the founder of the INC, and in which he described him as father of the INC. Okay, Alan Octavian Hume, father of INC. This book was written by Sir William Wedderburn, in which he was trying to describe Hume, or Alan Octavian Hume, as the father of Indian National Congress, because whom we are considering as the founder of the Indian National Congress, who was a British, servant, right? Remember that. So here Sir William Wedderburn also presided over IN sessions, particularly in 1889. So for the 1889 INC session, so Sir William Wedderburn was the president. Remember this. Next, moving on to the next question. Question number 2, answer also 2. Next, question number 3. So match the following list 1 with list 2 and select answer from the quotes given below. In the list 1, resolutions of Congress are given, and in the list 2, sessions of Congress are given. So now let us look into, I'll read the list 1 options, under list 1 option, yeah. So here, A, passed resolution on Purna Swaraj. B, one and only session presided by M.K. Gandhi. C, National Planning Committee was set up under J.L. Nehru. D, the one and only session of INC to be held in a village. Coming to list 2 side, that is about in which sessions of Congress are given. So 1, Faizpur session 1937, Haripura session 1938, 3, Belgaum session 1924, Lucknow session 1936, 5th one, Lahore session 1929. So for A, what is the right one? So pass resolution on Purna Swaraj. So in which IN session Purna Swaraj, that is complete independence resolution. Complete independence resolution was passed in the 1929 independence. Okay, this resolution was passed in the year 1929 at Lahore session. Remember, Lahore session. So answer is 5 for A. What is the right match? 5th one. So this session was presided, as we know very well that this session was presided by J.L. Nehru. J.L., that is Jawaharlal Nehru, right? So this was held at Lahore. According to the resolutions of this, this meeting also passed a resolution to host the tricolor flag from next year, January 26th onwards. So according to the decision of this 1929 Lahore session, from the next year onwards, means next year means 1930 January 26th onwards, we have been hosting the tricolor flag. Remember, okay, this is very, very important area for the examination point of view. Remember, dear aspirants, dear UPSC, APPSC, TSPSC and SI police and other competitive exams aspirants, remember this carefully, right? So actually here I want to remind you something. We can divide the freedom struggle of India into 3 phases, namely, as you know, the age of moderates from 1885 to 1905, and the age of extremists from 1906 to 1919, and Gandhian era or Sheka, so from 1920 to 1947, remember. So here, remember carefully, during this time, moderates demanded the British for dominion status for India, right? And during this time, extremist phase of Indian freedom struggle, they demanded for Swaraj. But during the time of the Gandhian era, so then the members of India or people of India or the members of the INC particularly demanded the British for Purna Swaraj. Here during this phase, first phase of the Indian national movement, so they demanded for dominion status for India. And during this stage, second stage, they demanded for Swaraj, independence. And in the third stage, last stage, they demanded for, complete independence, that is Purna Swaraj resolution. They demanded for Purna Swaraj. They demanded for the complete, independence, remember. So this session was presided by J.L. Nehru, which was held at Lahore, remember. Right? This is all about the significance of the session. And the tricolor flag, coming to the importance of the tricolor flag, that was, prepared by whom? Our, Andhra person only. So our beloved Sri Pingilivenkayya garu. Recently, for his great services in the freedom struggle of India, the present government in Andhra Pradesh, that is Dr. Edivuri Sandenti, Jagan Mohan Reddy government facilitated the family members of Sri Pingilivenkayya garu. So whose village at near to Vijayawada. So by meeting with them, he facilitated them. In that way, the present Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, honored the family of Sri Pingilivenkayya garu. Remember that. Next. So A5. So where is A5? In option 1, A5 is there. Option 3, A5 is there. Option 4 also A5 is there, right? So B, one and only session presided by M.K. Gandhiji, right? So B, so here Belgaum session, remember, Belgaum session. So Belgaum session, Belgaum is in Karnataka, which was, this session was held in the year 1924. So till India got independence, Gandhiji presided over the IN session only one time only, that too at, Belgaum, Karnataka in 1924, remember. So here, I want to remind you something. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji, so remember, played an important role in the, Indian, freedom struggle movement. Here, next, later I will tell you after explaining C question, then I will compare and tell you, right? So this is about B3. Where is B3? Here, B3. Next, so here also, okay. Next, C, National Planning Committee was set up under J.L. Nehru, under leadership of J.L. Nehru. So in which session it was happened? So Haripura session 1938, remember. So 1938 Haripura session. So the members, accepted, to set up a National Planning Committee under leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru in this session. Okay, Haripura in Gujarat. So this session was presided by, remember, S.C. Bose. S.C. stands for here Subhash Chandra Bose, who was a tremendous, one of the tremendous freedom fighters of India, who fought against the British Raj during his lifetime. Finally, sacrificed his life while fighting for the freedom of India only from the British. Remember this. He was such a great chauvinist, great patriot, and great son of this great country that is our, Bharat, India. Remember, right? So here, I want to add some more points to our Subhash Chandra Bose ji. Here, remember, Subhash Chandra Bose presided over the IN session Haripura, which was held in the year 1938. Later, for next session also. So, in 1939, the IN session was held at Tripuri. Remember, Tripuri, Madhya Pradesh, right? So, here, earlier, in 1938, Haripura session was presided by Subhash Chandra Bose, and for the next year also, our Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as the second time, consecutive time elected as the president of Tripuri IN session, which was held in the year 1939. So, at this time, he defeated, so, Pattabi Sitaramaya garu, Pattabi Sitaramaya. His full name is Dr. Bogaraju Pattabi Sitaramaya, who is from our Andhra Pradesh, who was one of the close persons to our father of Indian nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji, remember. So here, Subhash Chandra Bose elected as the president of INC session for the second consecutive time by defeating, Dr. Bogaraju Pattabi Sitaramaya, B. Sitaramaya garu, right. Who was proposed by this? Pattabi Sitaramaya was proposed by, so whom? Gandhiji for the president post of INC. But, Bogaraju Pattabi Sitaramaya was defeated by our Subhash Chandra Bose. Then, Gandhiji said like this. Gandhiji claimed like this. Very, very important comment he made. What was that? So, then Gandhiji said, at the time of the defeat of the Pattabi as the president of INC. Then he said, Pattabi's defeat is my defeat. Gandhi said, so Pattabi's defeat is my defeat. So that was the position of our Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji in the Indian National Congress organization. Remember, of course, this side Subhash Chandra Bose fought for the freedom in his line according to his ideology. Of course, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji also fought for the freedom of India according to his ideology. So both sacrificed their lives in order to bring freedom for India. Not only these two, but many people have sacrificed their lives, valuable, precious lives, in order to bring freedom to India, as we know very well that, right? So here I want to add some more points to here. Just now, as I told you that, here Gandhiji, he went to abroad for higher studies, higher education. So finally, he came back to India in the year 1915. Remember, he came back to India in the year 1915. Remember. So here, remember 1915. So on which date he came back to India? So in the month of in the year itself, I am telling you, the first number, that is 1 stands for month, that is, as you know, January. And the next number, that is 9, stands for a date, that is January 9th. Okay, this is how you need to remember the arrival of Gandhiji to India on 9th January 1915 AD. Remember. Okay, so he came back to India from abroad after finishing his higher studies, right? So here, in order to mark this occasion, in order to mark this event, in order to mark the arrival of Gandhiji to India, so our central government of India, our honorable government of India, started one tradition to observe that day as PBD Day, that is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Day. Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Day. Remember, that is NRA Day. Since we have been celebrating this PBD Day from which year? 2000, since 2003. Particularly the BJP-led NDA government started this occasion. Remember, started this great festival. So in order to mark the arrival of Gandhiji on 9th January 1915 to India, remember. So since 2003, then from the time of the Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, the Indian government has been celebrating or observing this day as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Still this is continuing in our India, remember that. So this is the significance of Gandhiji's arrival to India, remember. Next here, next one, third, C, National Planning Committee was set up under JL Nehru. So in which session it was happened? Just now as I told you, Haripura session. So C2. Next, the one and only session of INC to be held in a village, that is at Faizpur. Faizpur is a village in Maharashtra. Faizpur is a village in Maharashtra, remember. So this was the one and only session which was held in a countryside of India, that is village side of India. The village is in Maharashtra state of India, remember. So here D1. So what is the answer for the question number 3? 1. Okay, A5, B 3, C 2, D 1. Okay, next question. Question number 4. Who was the Viceroy of British India at the time of the foundation of Indian National Congress? So option 1, Lord Dufferin. Option 2, Lord Ripon. Option 3, Lord Lytton. Option 4, Lord Mayo. So what is the correct option here? So who was the, I'm asking about, who was the Viceroy of British India at the time of the foundation of INC, that is Indian National Congress? So absolutely Lord Dufferin. And what is the answer here? Lord Dufferin. Lord Dufferin. So at that time the Secretary of State for India was Lord Cross. And the first president of INC was, as you know, Umesh Chandra Banerjee. And the founder of the INC was Allen Octavian Hume. Hume, you know this very well, right? So for the question number 4, answer is one, that is Lord Dufferin. Lord Dufferin. Next, moving on to the next slide, next question, that is fifth question. So, which of the following are correct? So, here I am asking what? Which are the correct statements, right? Statement 1. Third IN session was held at Madras. Second statement, Lucknow Pact was signed between INC and the Muslim League in the 1916 IN session. Third statement, the fourth IN session was held at Bombay. So coming back to the first statement, that third INC session was held at Madras. Absolutely right statement. So as you know very well, earlier I have told you many times that the third IN session was held at Madras in the year 1887, which was presided by Badruddin Tyabji. So he was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress session, remember. So he was also one of the founder members of Indian National Congress. Apart from Dadabhai Nauroji, Dinshaw Wacha, Firoz Shah Mehta, Umesh Chandra Banerjee, and others. Remember this. So coming to statement 2, Lucknow Pact was signed between INC and Muslim League. So absolutely right. So this agreement was made in the year 1916 at IN session. This IN session was held at Lucknow 1916, and this was presided by A.C. Majumdar. AC stands for Ambika Charan Majumdar. AC Ambika Charan Majumdar, right? Okay. So here one more important thing also happened. So just now, as I told you, as a part of one question explanation, one statement explanation, that is, as you know, in the year 1916, both moderates and extremists, the two groups, which split into two, INC split into two groups in the 1907 IN session, 1907 Surat IN session, which was presided by Ras Bihari Ghosh, as I told you just now. So that groups, reunited in this session only, particularly in the year 1916. Remember carefully, 1916, right? Okay. So next, third statement, that the fourth IN session was held at Bombay. Absolutely wrong statement, because the fourth IN session was held at Allahabad. Allahabad, remember. So here, remember Allahabad, the fourth IN session was held at which place? Allahabad, remember. Here, actually, remember carefully, I want to remind you the 4 sessions first and tell you some secret code principle here. So first IN session was held in the year, as you know, 1885 at Bombay, right? Second IN session was held at Calcutta. Third IN session was held at Madras. Fourth IN session was held in the year 1888 at Allahabad. Okay, Allahabad. Okay, right, Allahabad. So here, this session was presided by W.C. Banerjee. This session was presided by D.B. Nauroji. Third session was presided by Badruddin Tyabji. Fourth session was presided by George Ule, who was the first English president of INC. How do you remember this? Here, I just now, as I told you, that I want to tell you some principle, that is BCMA. So a person completed his MA. MA means Master of Arts, PG. A person completed his MA, that is Master of Arts, long back, long back, that is BC. This is how you need to remember. Okay, B stands for Bombay, C stands for Calcutta, M stands for Madras, A stands for Allahabad, remember. So here the given third statement is absolutely wrong. So what is the right answer for the question number 5? So both 1 and 2. Where are 1 and 2? Yeah, here. So the answer for the question number 5 is second option. Okay, right. Moving on to next slide. That is sixth question and also last question. Sixth question and also last question, right? So next one, which of the following Indian National Congress session was presided by an Anisant? Options: number 1, Banaras session 1905, Second option, Madras session 1894. Third option, Calcutta session 1917. Fourth option, Kanpur session 1925. Tell me the right answer. Try to go with the correct option for the question number 6. Yeah. Here, Banaras session 1895, absolutely wrong. Next, here, Madras session 1894, absolutely wrong. And the right one is, third option, that is Calcutta INC session 1917. As we know, Annie Besant, the preside over the 1917 INC session, remember, which was held at Calcutta. Before here, she was arrested for actively playing a role in the, for intensifying the national movement of India in the form of Home Rule League movement, remember. So she was arrested along with, her, associates and sent to jail by the British. So then the British, the Indian leadership recognized the great services extended by Madam Annie Besant. Okay, that's why she was made the president of INC session, which was held at Calcutta in the year 1970. Remember. So here I want to tell you something. I want to add some more points to the Annie Besant. As you know that earlier also I have covered more information about Annie Besant. Now also I am repeating. So Madam Annie Besant, she is from Ireland, Europe country, Ireland. She came to India in the year 1893 AD. Later, who also played an important role in the freedom struggle of India against the British. And this lady, so in the year 1898, remember, she established Central Hindu School, Central School at Varanasi, which later developed into or became BHU. BHU stands for Banaras Hindu University. Remember, Banaras Hindu University, with the great efforts of Madana Mohana Malaviya, a tremendous scholar, with the great efforts of Madana Mohana Malaviya. So that Central Hindu School or Central School, which was earlier founded by Madam Annie Besant at Varanasi in the year 1898, later, by the year 1916, so it developed into Banaras Hindu University with the great efforts of a scholar called Madana Mohana Malaviya. Remember this carefully. And also, Madam, we're talking about Annie Besant, Madam. She started, Home Rule League movement from Adayar, Madras. Remember, Adayar, Madras. Actually, the idea to start the Home Rule League movement in India against the British first, generated, particularly in the mind of the people, called Bala Gangadhar Tilak and also Annie Besant. So first, the Home Rule League movement was started by, Bala Gangadhar Tilak from Pune in the year 1916. Later, so from the year, from the month September 1916, Madam Annie Besant also started this, Home Rule League movement from Adayar, Madras. Remember, Madras. So she was trying to intensify the movement. In order to intensify the Home Rule League movement, she also extensively toured in Andhra Pradesh area also, which was then part and parcel of Madras presidency of British. So at that time, the Andhra region was under the control of the British only, which was a part of Madras presidency, remember. So as a part of his visit to Andhra, she visited many places in the present Andhra Pradesh. Among them, she particularly paid her visit to Madanapalli, which is in our Chittoor district of, Andhra Pradesh. Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh, remember, right? So, where she established, BT College in the year 1916. Its first principal was H.J. Cousins. Its first principal was H.J. Cousins, remember. So here, during his visit to Madanapalli, which is now in Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh, she, founded a college, established a college called BT College. BT stands for Besant Theosophical College, remember. So this is how, and apart from this, Annie Besant also contributed much to our freedom struggle of India against British. She also run papers, namely India, Commonwealth, and also another paper, New India and Commonwealth. New India and Commonwealth paper was also run by Madam Annie Besant. Remember, this is the great contribution of Madam Annie Besant. And in this regard, regarding this session, I want to tell you. So she was the first woman president of INC session held at Calcutta in 1917, and also she was the first foreign woman president of Indian National Congress session. And here, who is the here you are supposed to remind. So, who is the first Indian woman president of INC? Tell me. Madam Sarojini Naidu. Remember, Sarojini Naidu. So, who married a person from Chittoor? Actually, Madam Sarojini Naidu, her family belongs to Bengal. So, her father was Dr. Agurnath Chattopadhyaya, who was the principal of Nizam College. Who was the principal of Nizam College? He was, Dr. Agurnath Chattopadhyaya. Remember? So, Madam Sarojini Naidu married a person from Chittoor or Andhra Pradesh. Remember? So, who was a tremendous, writer, scholar. She wrote many, many books, right? Here, remember, this is about, Sarojini, Madam Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu, she was the first Indian woman president of INC session. And where she presided over the session? That was Kanpur session, remember. Sarojini Naidu presided over the Kanpur or Kavanpur session. At that time, Britishers used to call it as Kavanpur. Now we are calling it as a Kanpur, right? So, Kanpur session held in the year 1925. And the third woman president of INC was Nilini Sen Gupta or Nalini Sen Gupta, who presided in the year 1933, okay? Third woman president of INC was Nilini Sen or Nalini Sen Gupta. The session was held in the year 1933. And next, the first, second woman president of INC was our Sarojini Naidu. The session was held in the year 1925 at Kanpur. And the first woman president of INC was our Madam Annie Besant. And this session was held in the year 1917 at Calcutta. Remember, this is how you need to remember. When context demands you like this, you try to remind the similar things which are related with that particular context. Then automatically your preparation will become very, very easier. Okay. So, this the question number 6, answer is, that is 3 answer, Calcutta session 1917. Okay. So, if you like this video or my class, please, do like this video, as well subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is, as you know, Madhu's Online Academy, and also share our videos, this video to your friends, and also share in your WhatsApp groups, Telegram and other social media groups, and extend your support to our channel, right? And also leave a comment. So, this is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Do like this video.